motivate you to take on another project?
Will I get promotion or salary increase?
Not for now, just a learning opportunity.
Sound familiar? Because this is not just a random conversation. This is happening in real workplace right now. People are talking more work, more responsibility, but not always getting more in return. And that's actually a name for this trend. It's called quiet hiring.
Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. My name is Nur Hafizatul Kwamalia binti Jalaluddin. My student number 2025-834-594 and this is individual assignment for course HRM 552 Talent Acquisition preparing for Dr. Nurlailatul Husna binti Muhammad Yusof. And today, I want to discuss about something that is becoming increasingly common in modern organization. The topic is quiet hiring in modern organization. Is it opportunity or exploitation? So this topic is interesting because it sits in the gray area. Some companies say it's efficient. Some employees feel it's unfair. So today, I want you to think critically with me. Is quiet hiring actually helping organization grow or is quietly taking advantage of employees? So let's explore this together. So first, what exactly is quiet hiring? In simple terms, quiet hiring happens when the companies fill skill gaps without hiring new employees. Instead of bringing new people, they ask existing employees to do more. This could mean assign extra responsibilities, move employees into new roles, and expand job scopes quietly. And the key point is here. This often happens without formal promotion and sometimes without additional pay. Now, on the surface, it may look like a learning opportunity. But at the same time, it also raises an important question. Where do we draw the line between growth and overload? To support this concept academically, quiet hiring is defined as the practice of using existing employees and internal talent to fill skill gaps instead of recruiting new staff, as explained by Kiki Kuche in 2024. So, this is not just a trend on social media. It is something recognized in academic research. And what makes it important is because of this. Organizations are becoming more focused on flexibility and cost saving. Instead of hiring new employees, they maximize the people they already have. Now again, this can be positive. Employees may gain new skills, new exposure, and new experience. But at the same time, it also brings ethical concerns. Are employees truly benefiting? Or are they being expected to give more without fair return? So now, you might be wondering, why is quiet hiring becoming so common today? There are a few key reasons. First, cost saving. Hiring new employees is expensive, so companies try to use existing staff instead. Second, speed. It is much faster to assign tasks internally than to go through long recruitment process. Third, talent shortage. Sometimes companies simply cannot find the right people in the market. And we also have economic uncertainty. When the economy is unstable, companies become more cautious with hiring. Finally, the rise of flexible work. Today, workforce is more adaptable, so organizations expect employees to take on multiple roles. So overall, quiet hiring is not random. It's a response to modern business challenge. This trend is also supported by research. According to Indeed, in 2023, organizations are increasingly using quiet hiring as a cost-effective and faster way to fill skill gaps, especially during times of economic uncertainty. This tells us something important. Quiet hiring is not just a theory. It is actively being practiced by real companies. And from a business perspective, it actually makes sense. Companies save money, they move faster, and they stay competitive. But just because something is efficient doesn't always mean it's fair. And that's where the debate begins. Let's look at some real-world examples. First, Google. Employees are moved into new projects like AI without the need to hire new people. Next, Unilever. They created an internet gig platform where employees can join short-term projects outside their main role. And then IBM. They focus on reskilling employees into new fields and filling roles internally instead of hiring externally. So, what do we see here? Even global companies are practicing quiet hiring. And in this case, it can actually create opportunities for employees to grow. But again, the key question is this always beneficial for employees, or it depends on how it implemented? Now, to be fair, quiet hiring is not entirely negative. There are clear positive impacts. For employees, it can mean gaining new skills, more exposure, and opportunities for career development. It allows them to explore different roles without needing to change job. For organizations, it helps reducing hiring costs, improve efficiency, and makes better use of internal talent. So, when done properly, quiet hiring can actually a win-win situation. But the problem starts when they are imbalanced, where employees give you more but don't receive enough in return, and that's what we're going to explore next. Now, let's look at the other sides. Quiet hiring may sound efficient, but it also comes with serious negative impacts. For employees, it can lead to burnout, stress, job dissatisfaction, and feeling undervalued. Imagine doing more work but not being recognized for it. For organizations, it creates work overload, low morale, high turnover, and even loss of trust. And even at a societal level, it reduces job opportunities and normalizes unpaid labor expansions. So, the issue is not just internal, it affects the bigger workforce ecosystem. This concern is supported by research. According to Atamimi in 2025, increased workload and stress, like in quiet hiring, can lead to burnout, job dissatisfaction, and employees feeling undervalued. So, again, this is not just opinion, it is backed by academic evidence. And this highlights something important. When organizations focus too much on efficiency, they may unintentionally harm employee well-being. And when employees feel undervalued, they don't just become tired, they become disengaged. So, what happens when organizations ignore this issue? The consequences can be serious. First, employee disengagement. People stop caring about their work. Then, productivity drops because disengaged employees don't perform at their best. We also see a rise in quiet quitting, where employees only do the bare minimum. And over time, it damages the company reputations. Now, why does this matter? Because once trust is broken, it's very hard to rebuild. And the impact spread across the stakeholders. Employees gain skills, but so stress. Organization gains short-term efficiency, but risk long-term talent loss. And society ends up with a less motivated workforce. This is further supported by Call-Up in 2023. They found that disengaged employees can reduce productivity and contribute to quiet quitting. So, the impact is not small. It directly affects performance, organization success, and employee retention. And this brings us to a critical realization. Quiet hiring is not just about assigning more tasks, it's about how employees feel. Because when people feel valued, they give their best. But when they feel exploited, they slowly disconnect. So how do we want to solve this issue? Quiet hiring itself is not the problem. The problem is how it is managed. There are several ethical solutions. First, transparent communication. Employees should clearly understand what is expected of them. Second, fair compensation and recognition. If employees are doing more work, they should be rewarded fairly. Third, training and support. Organization must ensure employees are prepared, not overwhelmed. And finally, clear HR policies. This is to protect employee rights and prevent exploitation. Because at the end of the day, people are not just resource, they are the core of the organization. And research strongly support this approach. According to McKinsey and Company in 2025, organizations that invest employees through well-being, development, and support achieve higher performance and stronger outcomes. So, treating employees fairly is not just ethical, it is also strategic. Companies that care about their people don't just survive, they perform better. And this shows us something important. Doing the right thing and doing the smart thing can actually be the same thing. So, now we back to the main question. Is quiet hiring an opportunity or exploitation? The answer is, it depends. If it is implemented with fairness, transparency, and support, it becomes an opportunity. But if it's done without recognition, without balance, and without respect, it is become exploitation. So, the difference is not in the concept, but in the intent and the execution. Let's look at the bigger picture. Global data shows that 80% of CEO face talent shortage. Only about 20% of employees are engaged, and 59% are already quiet quitting. This tells us something very powerful. The real issue is not just hiring, it's how we treat people at work. Because disengagement is costing the world trillions of dollars. So, moving forward, organizations must ask themselves, are we developing our people or draining them? Because in the end, success is not built on how much work employees can handle, but on how valued they feel while doing it. So, to conclude, quiet hiring is clearly a growing trend in modern organization. It's driven by real challenges like cost, speed, and talent shortage. But at the same time, it also creates real risk, especially when it's not managed properly. That's why is a strong need for ethical management. Organizations must ensure fairness, transparency, and proper support for employees. Because at the end of the day, balance is a key, balancing business needs with employee well-being. This is what determines whether quiet hiring becomes an opportunity or exploitation. Before I end, I'd like to leave you with one final thought. Quiet hiring can be smart strategy, but only when transparency and fairness speak louder than silence. Because in today's workplace, people don't just want to work, they want to feel valued. And when you feel valued, they don't just perform better, they stay, they grow, and they contribute more meaningfully. Thank you.